Well, hello and welcome to another episode of The Card Show. And today I am joined by, should we say, a new legend in the hobby because you have turned this hobby upside down. People were fighting grandmas for your first release. It was bedlam, and I don't think people couldn't get their hands on it quick enough, could they? So, yeah, Laurence from Iconic Trading Cards, welcome back. I'm sure there's going to be some great information that people are going to want this time because they're not going to want to miss out like they did the first time. So, welcome back.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's great to be back. A lot has happened in the meantime since we last spoken, as you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to sharing some of the experience that we had with the first drop, and also what's happening with our next drop and our plans for the future.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to get into it. I mean, where a better place to start? I'll say everyone's gonna be excited for this new drop, and we will get into that very much so shortly. But let's get into the first release. I mean, we had you on beforehand. You're excited, but a bit apprehensive if it's going to do well. I said it would do well, and you doubled the amount of cards
Yeah,
available, which
yeah.
was a
Originally it
very
was
a
500
smart idea.
boxes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I bet you're glad you doubled the amount, right?
I, yeah, I was glad. Yeah, I was glad for sure. Yeah. Also, it was like the doubling the amount was primarily down to I was kind of like thinking because it's quite an ambitious collection. There's a lot of cards in the collection, for someone to collect. If and I know some people don't collect, they don't look to collect the whole collection,
Yeah,
especially in sports trading cards. But then there's another cohort of people who do want to collect the whole
the
collection.
whole, yeah,
It's different,
yeah.
yourself.
Oh yeah,
Um, so my primary reason for choosing to double the quantity of boxes from 500 to 1,000 was to give some more people the chance of actually collecting the whole collection. It wasn't a case of I want to double the money. That's the truth.
yeah.
Because
I believe that.
actually,
I believe that because we had that
yeah,
conversation prior, and you were never about the money. That's what I said. I always like the authentic about you. It wasn't like, oh, I'm here to just make money out of the hobby. You were literally like, this is a passion I've shared for memorabilia music. I want to try
mhm.
to do it in a card form, and it showed in your product. It really did.
Yeah. Like the money is like the way I view the money. I have another memorabilia business which I've been very successful with, thankfully, over the last over a decade. So this project I've approached purely and very carefully along the way, checking in is this something I'm passionate about, or because I've tried to do businesses in the past where I thought, oh, that's a good way to make a lot of money and give me security for the future, and then I tried to do it, and I'm like, actually, a key component of having a successful business is that you're genuinely interested in the thing
Yeah.
that you're doing, and so I was checking all along the way that, is this something I'm actually passionate about? And I am really passionate about it. I really love like designing the cards and coming up with ideas and all. So I know that this isn't about the money, but the money is important because it allows for like bigger opportunities, like
Yeah.
bigger licenses and better quality cards and reach more people. So it's an important resource, but it's not the be all and end all. It has its place though. It is obviously an important and key component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's down to how authentic you are. Though I said it's not a case of the money is important because it allows me to live. It's a case of the money is important because it allows me to grow the business. Like I said, more
Mm.
licenses, better card products. It's you're putting it back into the business, which is obviously always great for people in the hobby that are collectors and obviously who may have invested in a card as well to for short term or long term gains. So that's
Mm.
always good to see. I mean, you would have seen the sales on eBay. How did you feel about that sort of side of things?
Uh, how do I feel about it? Well, I have different thoughts on it. So I have no problem with resellers. I've used to resell things in the past myself, and actually, that's how I kind of got a leg up in dealing in memorabilia. So I don't have a problem with that,
Yeah,
and I think everybody benefits from a bit of reselling because, my kind of thoughts on it would be, you need a bit of reselling going on so it establishes a secondary market value. you know.
Yeah.
And where it becomes a problem is when the majority of product sold is bought by resellers or breakers, you know, and that's where then a cohort of collectors can't get their hands on it. So that's not a great situation to be in. So my kind of thoughts around it is, yeah, I don't mind. And also there's nothing I can do about somebody buying a box or a card and reselling it. I can't stop somebody from doing that. Like if someone just buys one product, I can't identify that person as a reseller and cancel their order. But if someone was to buy like 5 boxes or 10 boxes, you could probably say that maybe that person's a reseller, and you might be able to identify that they are. But like someone can buy one box and resell it, so I can't stop that from happening. It's the sheer quantity of, you know, if I'm only selling 1,000 boxes and the majority of people buy them are resellers, then I have this the balance is off between the quantity of resale versus collector. So if then I have a load of boxes on eBay, say, for sale from resellers at double the price, and then I have a load of people who are unhappy because they didn't get an opportunity to buy a box. And that's kind of what happened with the first drop. Primarily down to a technical issue at the start, a very simple technical issue that had big implications. But I resolved it. It was stressful, but I resolved it. So in the end, it kind of turned out that 50% of the boxes went to people in the UK and 50% of the boxes went to people in Europe, you know. And that took a good bit of work to sort that out. But I got there in the end, and everybody in the UK who got in touch with me, which was hundreds of people, every single person, every single one of those people had an opportunity to buy a box. So I can safely say that everybody who didn't get a box from the UK who got in touch, they got a box. So I couldn't do any more than that to resolve the problem. And it actually kind of turned into a positive, because they could see that I actually wasn't about the money, because I could have just said, I don't care. I sold out. The money's in the bank, blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't the case. And I could also easily identify from the sales information that, like, some people were listing them on eBay that day. So I could identify who these people were, you know, and cancel the orders. So look, the first sale was a huge learning curve for Iconic Cards, and actually a really important one, because I'd rather that happen on the first drop rather than pay a lot of money for some big license and be selling 10,000 boxes or something, and then then I discover this problem, and then I'm up a creek without a paddle. Then,
well and truly,
So I think, you know, looking on it positively, the best time for those mistakes to happen is the first couple of sales, and learn from it, make the changes, and improve rather than further down the line, you know.
I mean, I will say as well, you know, obviously I received messages because they, you know, promoted the product prior, so I received messages, and obviously I got in touch with you, and it's probably a bit of a thankless task. Like you said, you know, you could have just said, well, unfortunately the site went up, people bought the boxes, but you went through this stuff, identified, you know, problems, and made available boxes for people, like you said. And I was one of the people that was made available to get tickets, the cards afterwards. You know, so I want to thank you on my behalf, and obviously, but the behalf of actual collectors who bought them, a couple of days after. So it's probably a thankless task. So I want to thank you for that, because, like you said, you could have just said, "Well, I've sold them, unfortunately," but you didn't. You made sure that actual collectors wanted them and got them, and so we thank you for that, because again, it's a thankless task in some respects. So thank you.
Well, actually, it wasn't thankless. So I had loads of people I have a Facebook group with just under 1,000 people in the group, and they were all very grateful of how it was resolved. So I actually got to experience people thanking me. So that was really nice, because it was very stressful. So that kind of just made me feel better about the whole situation. You know, it kind of Yeah.
It's a win for the hobby. Like I said, a lot of these things, a lot of these tasks that you do, do go unthankful. I said you might go way out of your realm and get a license and do all this hard work. Someone might buy it, and that's it. You just think, oh, they bought it. They don't really appreciate anything done. But no, it's good that you went through all this effort to find who'd bought too many and who's listed them again, and to make available people that really wanted them. And yes, I'm glad people thanked you. I didn't know you were thanked as well. So yeah, so that's good to know that the hobby was still positive, which is good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like 99.9% of people were very supportive, understanding. Some were very frustrated, and I completely understood the frustration, and I didn't take it personally. I kind of like, I didn't hold a grudge against someone unless someone was actually like using bad language and attacking me personally, which was like one or two people. But anybody else who was just letting off steam, I was like, I would react the exact same way. So I'm going to just park that reaction from that person, and I'm still going to try get them what it is they're looking for and not take it personally. And you know what the funny thing is, like, there's just so many decisions to be made. Like, my reason for letting people buy I had to make a decision of how many boxes somebody could purchase. So part of the logic, you're kind of thinking, well, it's a big collection of cards, so someone would need to purchase at least 4 cards to get, a chunk of the collection. But then you're also thinking, oh, well, someone could buy 4 boxes, obviously, and resell the 4 or 3. Yeah. So that's a difficult decision to make. But now I think I know what quantity now it needs to be limited to. What the tops usually limit.
It depends on which product it is, because look at the Luke Little one that came out the other day. I mean, that should have been the I always say EQL, but it's obviously equal. You put your email in, and they just email you a few days later saying you've been picked. It's like a random draw.
Yeah,
I think that was very limited. I think that was very
300 or 400 boxes.
Yeah, there'll be more. Obviously, go to certain favored tops, breakers, etc. But yeah, I think for public there was probably less than that limit for public. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. And was it 1 box per person?
Yeah. I think it was on the site for about 30 seconds, if that. It was one of them that you clicked on, clicked off. It said they'd be doing stupidly limited, but I'm sure we'll see breakers with cases falling next week or so. So
I know, yeah. I get you, yeah.
It wasn't a proud moment for yourself, though. It says seeing not only the demand, because you have the appearance, you see the demand, and also the fact that people are trying to resell it, the market there for the resale that people have missed out on and willing to pay a little bit extra to get it and stuff like that. So it's just sat back and gone, do you know what, we've done a good product here.
It was interesting, and I suppose like for me the times that I got to kind of witness that were like people in the Facebook group like buying and selling the cards and looking to complete collections, and also going onto eBay and looking at the sales. I was like, like one of one metal chase card sold for £200. And it's just interesting experience. You're like, I created that product, and now somebody's trading it on the secondary market, and I have no involvement anymore. And it takes on a life of its own. And people are kind of witnessing people communicating with each other about the product, but you're not involved in the conversation. So it's interesting, isn't it? It's just kind of, you have to kind of take a step back and let go of it, like
it's like taking your baby to nursery, right? You got to hand him off and let these other people watch you for the window, going, "Oh, we're not sure about this." I get it. It must be. It was a very, very good product. So the demand was there. I've obviously got the box here. I didn't get the one of one. I didn't get no loaded boxes for anyone asking. I did get an auto card though. I did get the auto card. But yeah, no one.
What type of card did you get?
I'll dig it out for you now, my friend. I'll dig it out for you now. It's only right behind me. Not in this lush business here. Yeah.
It's on that table behind you.
Yeah, not the fireplace. I have a fair question. I don't put it in the fireplace.
You never had that fireplace on in any of the...
It's warm in Manchester. Yeah, if you believe that, anyone will. I don't know how well it show up here with the green. There we go. There's the box. Look at it. I even like the box. It's the box. Try to keep it in mint condition. I see the nice little slit there. You can't really see it too well. But yeah, I try and keep it in good condition. Yeah, you know me. Gotta show it respect, and then you get to this one went well. This one cut well, and the rest of them, I think I was just too eager. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. That's God.
You see.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Tony McCarroll signed. Oh, nice. Is that
Yeah.
numbered?
No.
It's not one of the numbered ones. Yeah. See, I got
No.
Tony signed 100 serial numbered cards. So there was 2 different cards, both serial numbered 1 to 50. And then I got Tony to sign just some additional base cards and promo cards. Because I kind of thought, why not?
Lenticular's not the one. That was only 100, right? It's not got a number in it though. It just says there's 100 of each. But yeah, my lenticular card.
Yeah, I didn't number those, but there were only 100 of each produced.
Just say mine's number 1 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my box was number 84 as well.
Number 84.
Yeah.
It's a lucky number.
Yeah. But it's for someone. Yeah, it's for someone. But no,
the whole loaded box thing was interesting. I did kind of like beforehand. Because you're kind of like, I understand why companies would, not saying I agree with it, just to be clear, but I understand. Obviously, everyone understands why companies would do it, because it's like, oh, look at this amazing box product. And God forbid they give them a real box and it's just full of like,
the nonsense autograph.
No juicy hits. Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, if I wanted to literally showcase like the really good hits in the product, we just literally say, the companies could be honest and say, here, this is a loaded box. This is a loaded box, and give all the contents away to your viewers or something like that. But we're looking to showcase like the really cool chase cards, and and that would totally cut out all the loaded box thing. But anyhow, they're just my thoughts on it. I didn't send any loaded boxes to anybody. Everything was randomly inserted, to the degree that one person got like 2 Noel Gallagher Plectrum cards, and there's only like
loaded boxes.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sports Cards UK. Bet it was him.
he got 2. He bought two. I think he got 2 boxes and one card in each box. So he was very, very fortunate. Yeah.
The loaded box. They always do loaded boxes thing wrong. It makes me laugh because, like I said, they always give you that. If it's the like a top Chrome like Champions League, it's always like, oh look, here's a Ronaldo, a Messi, one of one. I'm like, well, what's the point of buying the product now then? The big card's been hit. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you have loaded boxes to these influencers who are going to preview it the day before or release date? It's like, you just killed the chase.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah,
sense, but...
that is a funny one, isn't it? Yeah, I've only heard someone else mentioning that earlier today. Like when there was some Walt Disney card from the Disney collection was pulled, and that was like the main chase card out of the whole collection. So the value of the sealed boxes then go down in value.
I mean, how did he get his autographs? I want to know. We've been, Jesus, suspicious. So you touched on the changes that you've made, obviously from the first. Like, we've got the new release coming this Wednesday. Yeah,
Wednesday, 10 a.m. UK time.
Make sure you sign up to the email so you get the exclusive link. That's what I'm going to say there.
Yeah.
For your loaded boxes, make sure you sign up. So with these changes, obviously, I'm going to take it. They're going to be into effect. Have you changed the system completely, or how have you going from?
Yeah, it's just like a few little changes, and then some changes are like stuff behind the scenes, like payment processing and things like that I won't get into publicly. Wouldn't bore you, but like the kind of like front end stuff would be just the limiting the quantity of product somebody can purchase, with the motivation behind that is that more collectors get their hands on the product, so that's like the key goal. And this second drop, just to give you an idea what it is, this is different than the first one. So this is
let's get into it.
We're doing an Oasis concert trading card series. And these are going to be metal cards. And the reason we chose the metal cards is because the response we got from people from the first collection, the metal cards seemed to be like the standout card that everybody wanted to get hold of, and for various reasons. The metal cards were primarily ticket, old Oasis concert tickets from 1994. So the front of the card had a picture of the original ticket, and on the back of the card there was the set list from the gig. So, you know, yeah, I just thought to myself, you know, it'd be nice to get more of those metal concert ticket cards into people's hands. So I've decided to create an Oasis concert trading card series, and we're looking to do a drop, but it's just for one card. So it's going to be one card. This is a ticket from a gig that Oasis did back in 1995. They did two very important gigs in Scotland in a place called Irvine Beach on July 14th and July 15th, 1995. So part of the reason why we chose this ticket is because the ticket is quite visually pleasing. It's a swirl Union Jack logo with Oasis in the center. So it's a very attractive ticket to look at. Same again on the back, we have the set list. So we've created 1,000 serial numbered trading cards. They're going to be sealed in a one-touch magnetic card holder with the branded sticker seal on top of the acrylic card holder. And it's going to be one card per person. Okay. We're going to include some chase cards because it's nice to add a bit of spice into things. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a 1-of-1 chase card that's going to be randomly inserted into people's orders. So somebody will, if you order a card, you're guaranteed to get the original limited edition 1 of 1,000 card, but you might also get a second card in your order, which could be either a 1-of-1 metal variation of the original card, and also we did 10 black and white versions, which are serial numbered 1 to 10. So there's like an extra 11 chase cards going to be thrown into the orders, just to, you know, add a bit of just to spice things up, you know. And that drop is happening this Wednesday. So we're just kind of testing out a product that kind of can fill the gaps in between the release of a big, more robust collection. And also, more importantly, not everybody can afford to be purchasing boxes for £100, you know, regularly. So we wanted to add an affordable product that's kind of like it's like a no-brainer. Don't have to give it any seconds thought. It's around £25, includes shipping within the UK. And it's like an easy decision for a collector to make. You know, it's a nice product, limited edition. It has some chance of finding a chase card, and the price point is also easy on the pocket.
Oh yeah, definitely the cheapest Oasis tickets in the market. I'll say that.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Won't get you into a concert, but at least you have a ticket.
No, but if you were there though, the memories, you know, you've got that as like I was there, you know, because probably more likely from 95, you probably don't have that ticket no more. So you could have this as an extra bit of memorabilia there. As you know, I was there and I got this. You know, it's very interesting. So these releases then will be sort of every time you have a release for your big box or £100, maybe more in the future. Will there be one after it's as another sort of chase come ups after a bit of a lower price point? Is that what you're going to aim to do in the future?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Like to put a big collection together probably takes around like 3 months minimum. Okay. That's like really tight, you know. And you know, so that's like you're looking at just for one band, say, if you wanted to release three or four, you know, that's like 4 collections a year, doing well. So then you have these big gaps in between, especially if it's a very limited edition product, you know. So not if you're doing a collection and there's only 1,000 boxes or 2,000 boxes, not many people can get their hands on like 4, 5, 6 boxes, you know, nor will they probably be spending that much money. So so this is just something to fill in the gaps in the meantime, but also something actually like that's, you know, it's a legit trading card. It's I'm a collector and a fan myself, so I kind of only want to release things that excite me. And when I see other people excited about them, then that reassures me that, you know, I'm onto something here. And the metal trading cards were cards that I got the best response from. And yeah, so this collection is going to include not only concert tickets but also concert posters. So yeah, so I think collectors will like them. I'll find out Wednesday how much people like them.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, again,
Mm.
Oasis is a hot topic at the moment. I think it'll be interesting, like you said, with the next years down the line, whether you do get other licenses that other bands you may do, or other things you may do when it comes to posters. I mean, I know like film posters, like cinema quads were big at one point.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, less and less cinemas do them now as well, so it's such a rare thing. So yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I think this really someone will do very well as always. But yeah, Oasis, Irvine Beach. I think I'm waiting for the main road one. You've got to do a main road one, right? Nebworth. Yeah, he's done some big gigs.
Yeah, and they're actually really nice looking tickets. They're really nice tickets.
They're quite arty, weren't you, back in the Oasis? Yeah. So it's just going to be interesting. I think I am surprised. The biggest one that people would mention was the metal cards. I thought maybe the Noel Gallagher picks or even auto cards would have been sort of where the push would have been. So it's very interesting to hear that metal.
Well, I think the issue there was that the picks were so limited that not even many people.
Well, yeah, one guy got two, didn't he? Yeah, one guy got two. He got them all.
he got most of them. So I think because the picks were so limited, some people haven't actually seen them. They're not in the ether. Whereas these other cards are kind of changing hands and they're selling on eBay. So people have a bit more to go on.
I'm going to go on eBay and pick up some pick cards, and I'm going to find out what these are like. These Noel Gallagher spectrums. Yeah, I'm going to find out. I need one now. The hoodie's on for me now. I need one now. Yeah, you got me enticing. I was like, all right. Okay.
Well, I think like half of the boxes haven't even been opened yet.
Really?
Yeah, I think most of the boxes, a lot of the boxes haven't been opened.
Like, listen, some people like to collect and just not. I didn't open mine straight away. I was on an Aaron. Again, I like the box. I like the box, like the artwork. I like just like, do I open the day one? I was like, no, I think I'll let it sit. I'll see what people get, and then I'll just and ah. And then I think after day 2 or 3, I was like, yeah, I need to open. I need to see what I've got. So yeah, I opened up. I was happy with my auto. I was happy with my cards. I like the fact that there's 3 different packs to open as well. I have my auto card, my lenticular card, then my pack of 6 cards I got?
4. Well, 6 cards in total.
Oh, total, yeah, nature
4 base cards.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1 4 1. Yeah. So again, I was impressed with them. So I'll be purchasing on Wednesday. I'll be purchasing other sets. I'm obviously a Oasis fan. I'm man-clad, so I can't not. I mean, obviously, I would say if you could do Joy Division or the Smiths, I'd be a lot happier. But
Well, you know what it is. Yeah, look, other people have asked about the Smiths and the Stone Roses and bands like that. It's kind of at the moment, it's figuring out what works before expanding into, because look, there's lots of interest in content to work with, but it's kind of figuring out the nuts and bolts of, so that you have some type of like template that then you can put projects into. And that's like, like if you think how long Tops are going and Panini, they're going like, Tops is going since what, the early 1900s? Thereabouts.
Yeah, there was cigarette cards first, but the first Tops was very early 900s. Is it chewing gum? Yeah, it's very early 900s.
Yeah, they're must be nearly 100 years old or close to it.
Yeah.
So they have all that knowledge and experience behind them, and as much of as we can see what's going on in the market and look back at what was produced, having actually practical experience, actually printing cards and designing cards, that's a learning curve that you just can't skip, and you can't kind of speed up. So we're at a stage now where we're learning and developing and making strategic decisions based on practical experience rather than theoretical research. So it's going to take us a little bit of time to find out some kind of like templates that work, and then we can grow into working with other artists and making different types of collections. But we're, what I go to the gym and I like running on the treadmill. That's my thing, right? And I find it easier to run fast than I do to run really slow, right? If you go on a treadmill, right, and run really fast, and then you bring it down slowly and you try go to like the slowest speed and actually walk in rhythm with the slowest speed, it's quite hard. And that really reminds me of like how difficult it is to be disciplined and to be slow and steady, you know, because I think we're naturally sometimes our desire is to rush ahead and get the thing done.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's also important to slow down and look at the long term view, you know, because I want to grow something. I want to grow a brand that has really good values and really takes care of collectors, understands their desires and their needs and their wants. And I don't want to rush into anything and mess anything up, you know.
Oh yeah, I think again we saw that in the first product. You didn't rush it. I mean, it's a very beautiful product. We're seeing now that with the methodical releases, you've got these tickets into obviously artwork from the posters. I think it's a very exciting time. So I think you're in a very much a lane where you can, I don't want to say dictate, but you can expand the lane and sort of control that lane because there's not many people doing what you're doing. And I think there's I think a lot of people are going to jump on the bandwagon. I believe because I think you are paving a way that's it's got a lot of interest in it. So
Yeah. Well, I also checked out like making cards for darts, and things like that. And it's like the dogs in the street could identify that a darts collection is a good idea. So I wasn't like being Einstein coming up with.
Hey, don't say so short. You and Einstein do the same, tell you.
So I think it's important and valuable to stay in your lane. My lane is music memorabilia. That's my area of expertise, And if I was to start getting involved with sports, then I might have other big brands breathing down my neck and taking more notice. So the more I stay in my little lane over here, the better it is, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, do you know what I think is? I think what you'll do with this lane, obviously going off the products you've got and products you're releasing and the way we've conversed, I think you'll get to a stage where these bigger companies will look into it, but the problem is they won't be able to do what you do so genuinely and authentic. So I think it's going to give you a massive upper hand because of your passion for this and the knowledge you've got in it. So yeah, I think you said you've definitely got this lane and it's definitely yours to sort of run with, really.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. That's very nice of you to say that. Yeah, well, look, we see how it goes. Money talks sometimes. You see them with fanatics. They just blow people out of the water with money doing these.
Yeah.
So
but they've not got extremely deep pockets, and they've already just cancelled a few events, and things are looking a bit shaky over there, and all these products unlicensed products. Don't forget NFL at the moment and NBA. It's dividing a hobby, which is never a good thing, especially when they're talking about we're going to expand the hobby 10x because they do all this advertisement.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah,
it's
funny how quick things can change, isn't it? Even with fanatics, the conversation can move very quickly from like they're this like juggernaut moving forward, gobbling up everything, to like they're not going to be doing the fanatic events going forward, and in combination with that, they're I'm no financial expert, but their what would you call it, debt rating has gone down negatively. So suddenly you're kind of thinking, oh, is tops going to be the priority? Would they sell tops off now because and as we've seen with like what Fanatics did to tops and how it affected Panini, anything is possible and nothing's to be taken for granted. Things can change overnight very quickly.
Oh yeah. I think this is another reason for your product doing so well, and for the Facebook people you've got and everyone who wanted the product, is you've done a product for collectors, and that's what this hobby is. And Fanatics are too much of a business. They're like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to get everyone involved in this hobby.
Yeah.
And then what they've done is they've gone, well, we're going to put this unlicensed products out. Well, people in the hobby love the license stuff. They want to have the latest rookie with with their clothing on, the brand on, and then the autographs. And all of a sudden, it's we can have the autographs from the player because we've signed them, but the license still belongs to Panini. So and it just divides people. So then the collectors aren't as interested in this. They still want the prism and they miss out on their autos. It's a bad place to put the hobby when you want to 10x it to divide it. So I said I think you're in a very good position because you're doing license cards for collectors. What more could people want? It's a twofer.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, it's important to keep. It's important to understand what collectors are looking for and what they need and want, and yeah, kind of need to have your ear to the ground, Yeah.
Well, again, you've listened to feedback from your customers, your community, should we say? Have told you that the metal cards are one that they really like, and you go and release a lower value card so people can get the metal cards. It just goes to show that you're in the hobby for the hobby sort of thing, as opposed to being in it for wanting to cash out. So it'll only do you well in the long run. So I'm sure everyone appreciates that. It's always good.
For sure. Yeah, you know what, I heard somebody mention comparison. I thought it was very interesting, and I got it because I had a kind of foot in both camps. Like, I understood from both sides is the difference. And I don't know if you can speak to this, but like in sports collecting, trading cards, in the hobby, there is this big emphasis on like the resale value, and when you're ripping a box, you're looking for the hit based on its financial value, versus in the sci-fi world or entertainment world, non-sports cards, those type of collectors who go to Comic-Con and they want to buy a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy, they want to buy it primarily to stick it up on the shelf and look at it and keep it. And the thought of resale doesn't even enter their mind. That's not where they're purchasing it. And so there's this kind of two different approaches to a hobby. And I'm not saying that everybody in the sports hobby is primarily interested in its resale value. But what I am saying, it is a big component within the hobby. And I suppose what I take from that is to respect both approaches, or both elements, and accept that there's a secondary market and people buy things and resell them, but also try to make sure that the collectors get their hands on the product. Primarily, collectors get their hand on the product. And I think if you get a balance between those two motivations, then you're in a good place. Like, that could be like in practical terms, when it comes to scarcity, not just making only unlimited products, because then there's no scarcity. So over time, it loses something. So yourself.
It's I think a lot of the people that obviously got into sports cards last few years, it's because of your usual story is because of Gary Vee, right? There's Gary Vee who talks about sports cards. So the influencers has influenced him to get into sports cards as an investment. And whereas, with Pokemon, is, for instance, it's a collection. People have been in Pokemon for years. They play the games. They want to collect the cards from the childhood nostalgia. And don't get me wrong, like I said, there's still a lot of collectors in sports cards, especially vintage and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot more people that got into it, especially a few years, because of influencers getting into it. And I always say, if an influencer's telling you to get into something, it's time to get out of it. If they're trying to get into sports cards, sell, because everyone's trying to get into it. So sell, make your money then. It's too late. If they're telling you, it's too late. The good thing is a lot of people have stayed in the hobby and have sort of grown appreciating it. And you'll see it in, at card shows, the way things have changed now from what people were buying to what they're buying now. And same with products, what they were paying £350 a box for, and now they're going, oh geez, the rookie in this is, his prism selling for this much. It's not worth it. It's selling for 120, so I'm spending £350 in a box. So you do see people getting smarter, which is great to see. They're learning the hobby, and it keeps people in it, which is always good. And obviously some tools out there to do that. But yeah, like I said, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for instance, and that sort of stuff, they are hardcore collectors and have nostalgia and have that sort of deep-rooted connection with it. So you said they're buying at Turtles, whether it's a turtle duvet, a turtle plushie, a turtle toy, it is going on their shrine and it's not moving, and it's their love and joy. It on their Instagram post, their Facebook, it's everywhere, and it's their love. Whereas said sports cards, there's people who will collect stuff and like themselves and have stuff here there everywhere. Massive everywhere at the moment, Jesus. But yeah, there's also a lot of people that will buy stuff and go, right, how quick can I sell this? How much money can I make on it? that sort of stuff, and
Yeah,
Could
no,
be
that's
manias as
it.
well.
Yeah, it's missing. It's probably missing that nostalgic component, which is fine. It's not a judgment. It's just a matter of
Oh
fact.
yeah,
That's just how it is. And and partly that's because some franchises are old franchises, and the characters, if it's a sci-fi thing or like the Teenage Mutant
yeah,
Ninja Turtles, it's like they were created back in the 80s, 90s, and they haven't changed pretty much
no,
since then. Whereas a
yeah,
football team is very contemporary. The player could be 18 years of age, and they couldn't possibly have any nostalgia. Actually, what happens is, as you see with golden auctions, big people with deep pockets are like paying like the future price. They're paying
oh
like the future
yeah,
they're gambling on this person being another Messi, and
yeah,
it's weird. Like, it's like, I don't understand some of these investments that the big investors are making in these cards, because they're
oh yeah.
really like paying big bucks for these contemporary players. It's just, yeah.
That's it. One of the big differences between like the US side of the hobby on a sports card and UK, because the UK don't have that nostalgia to sports cards in general. I mean, we were obviously stickers, Panini stickers, that sort of was big for a
Yeah,
lot of people. 30s pluses,
Maryland stickers.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's their nostalgia. Whereas
yeah.
America, obviously, but like I said before, there's tops. I'm pretty sure the first tops card was like 1950 area. So
Mm.
there's obviously cigarette cards and other cards around them. I think bazookas, all that sort of stuff. But I think tops 950. So they've gone up with tops cards, and I said they've seen the whole how it works. If the flow
Yeah,
and the circles come around. So like I
yeah.
said, they want to get in on the Babe Ruths and Lionel Messi's early, and they will prospect massively.
Mm.
And it is a
Mm.
massive sports gambling for them guys. And it is on the plus side to gambling this way is what I always tell people when I gamble on this way, which I don't advocate. But if you do,
Mm.
at least at the end of the day, if you invest in this, let's say Garnacho card, and he plays poor, and you go and check on market movers, and his price has gone down a little bit, you still have the card at the end of the day. You saw that nice card. Whereas if you go to the bookies and put £100 on Garnacho to score a
Yeah,
goal and
yeah,
he doesn't, you've lost the money. So at least
yeah,
you're going
for
to
sure.
gamble. You have something at the end of it where you say, "Oh, this has got a nice Garnacho auto," and that way it's De Bruyne or maybe. At least you've got that sort of card, a nice card to look after at the end of it. So that's a plus side to it. But yeah, there is a massive difference. And like I said, the money they'll put into it is berserk. Yeah, it's just mental.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
you do think sometimes. I said you see the money going in like Lamine Yamal at the moment, and then when he went into Pedri, for instance, and you think,
Yeah,
they're paying that,
that's what came to mind. Yeah,
yeah, you're thinking,
yeah.
you're hoping this guy didn't have the injuries. You're hoping it's like it's
Yeah,
Jesus,
because
like
they're thinking of, this is going to be like whatever the equivalent Michael Jordan card is going for. That's
yeah,
like the best Michael Jordan card. They're comparing it to that, but they're paying way over the odds. A huge gamble. They're obviously like multi-millionaires. That
I hope
this
so.
money. Yeah,
I
you'd
hope
hope
so.
so.
I
You'd
hope
hope
they're not
so.
on the breadline and remortgaging the house and saying, "Listen, Lamine Yamal's going to pay us through we're rich." And it's like,
Yeah, yeah, that would be a pure gamble. Yeah, yeah. Anyhow,
yeah, that
yeah,
does
leave them to it.
Yeah. Just a quick result on the release. So you are sticking with the same on the website you purchased. There's no sort of email EQL sort of way of doing it. It's just straightforward, first come, first served.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Perfect.
So this drop that's happening on Wednesday, it's at 10 a.m. UK time, and no, there's no like special link or no code. Look, the reason for that is because it's just like you open up the possibility of some technical issue happening, and I just want to keep it straightforward. But I am thinking of different ideas around that, maybe around like membership subscription, like for those single cards. So kind of offer like a limited amount of people an opportunity to like purchase a card every month,
Okay.
yeah, so that way they're
Yeah.
guaranteed a card, and also they get some exclusive card only available to members, at the end of the 12 months. So that way, you're giving kind of ideally collectors like a guaranteed chance to get a card. And it also offers us some security going forward. If there's like 500 out of 1,000 people are like signed up for the 12 months ahead. So that's an idea we're kind of playing around with. Yeah, which is a bit different than the EQ. Well, I also call it EQ. What was it?
Yeah, I do.
Equal.
EQL. So I think it's equal.
Well,
So it's like the equal rights.
people say equal. Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so
EQL.
EQL equal. I think like if someone's got an
Yeah.
equal chance of getting it. You put your email address in, it's like a raffle. I always say EQL. It just sounds better, I think. Than
Well,
EQ.
that's what happens when you read these things and you never hear somebody say them out loud.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. You can never say anything to people that learn to say a word by reading, because you read it and now you interpret your own way. So I just read EQL, so I just say EQL. It's
Yeah,
equal, but
yeah,
it's all the same.
yeah, yeah. So on
Just
Wednesday,
tots being idiots. That's what it is.
yeah, it's even difficult to get access to that as well. I've tried that myself and I didn't get picked. So,
Yeah. And they always say
yeah.
your chance has been heightened for the next one. I'm like, well, I'm 15 deep here. How much of a chance do I need? Like, how much? My odds must be like Hunger Games. The odds for it would be my favorite. It's clearly not. I don't think I won one. I got an email once saying I'd got it, and then an email asked me to say I'd not got it. I was like, that was
Oh,
heartbreaking.
no.
I know that's heartbreaking. I don't know what it was. I'll have to go through emails. But yeah, it's kind of like that was pointless. And then they took the money out of the bank and put the money back in. I was like, I was like £400 out of pocket and £40 in pocket. I was like, oh, okay. Felt a bit happy, to be fair. I felt happy that I didn't get it, to be fair. I was like, oh, happy to 400 quid. I felt like I could have won some money. I was like, yeah, 400 quid, get in. Yeah, get in. Yeah, get in. Yeah, I get it. Is there any exclusive future stuff you want to talk about? You want to expose?
Any exclusives?
Yeah, I mean, I know you said about, other products in between big ones. You talked about membership there. Is there anything else I can pry out of you for the listeners here?
No exclusives as of yet, because
Okay.
like these drops that we're doing are gonna help with what our plans are next.
Building next stage. Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully I can give you an exclusive after this sale.
Okay.
After
Well,
this
maybe
sale.
it'll be a case of start to membership to get the exclusive. That's what it'll be. Start to exclusive, and it's under membership, then you get the exclusives. That'll be the way forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm trying to take probably a different approach to things, and offer some people some guarantee. But then also, when you think of guarantees, you're like, that can take the excitement out of queuing up, and you do get the product rather, with the chance of you not getting the product. If it's guaranteed that you get it, it could be like, oh, okay, you take that for granted. So that's where we're going to add in possibly some exclusives. So you get some exclusive,
exclusives. Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be something that we do, So I'm going to try put it out there and see what the response is like from collectors, and see if it's something they're interested in,
I'm sure they will. People love exclusives. People love exclusives. So,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Just want to see if they're interested in signing up for 12 months.
They'll ask you if they'll can you pay monthly? Can we do this way? They'll ask. They'll want it. Trust me, exclusive stuff, people always want it. So I'm sure it'll go down well.
Yeah.
Have you picked up anything now that you're a bit more into your
Have I picked up anything?
Yeah.
Let me think.
Not just cards. Have you bought? I know you're big in your music memorabilia. Have you bought any?
Yeah, I have actually. I have picked up.
Go.
Let me grab it here. Actually, I'll show you what I picked up.
This is gonna be like a Prince guitar from like the.
No, this
80s.
is
okay.
This is the World Cup. World Cup. Let me just get this right here. World Cup 1994 upper deck.
Is this the card that you used to go around Ireland as a kid hunting down?
Yeah. So
I remember it from the first pod. You have
a good memory. You have a good memory. You were listening to what I was saying.
Pardon?
You were listening to what I was saying.
Hey, got him. Yay.
So that box is I was collecting, as you do, like with a collection, you start to expand, and the way I expanded on this 1994 collection was I chose to try collect all the sealed variations of the trading cards, and actually Upper Deck released these boxes in different variations in many different countries around the world, and they also had like different kind of series of cards. So they had like a collection just before the World Cup started, a collection when the World Cup started, and then kind of a collection during the World Cup. They were really milking it.
Yeah. Here's the World Cup winners collection.
And this is a sealed box that had eluded me for years. It was the last box that was a sealed box that was missing out of my collection. I have about, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, there's probably like 15 sealed boxes, and this was the last
Wow.
box. And a couple of weeks ago, it popped up on eBay, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. And I paid a bit over the odds, but I'm like, I'm not taking the chance. Yeah. I had to make an offer option, and I'm like, I'm not gonna take a chance. I make the person an offer, and someone else buys it in the meantime. Look, nobody would buy this in the meantime because I'm the only person in the world collecting it. So these aren't very valuable, but for me,
Personal value.
yeah, it's the personal value, and it's that kind of more logistical thing of having to get the last bit for the collection. You know.
You can't put a price on that, can you? You can't put a price on completing it. No.
Yeah. So I completely sealed 1994 World Cup collection, which is I don't know what to say. It didn't have the effect I thought. It didn't excite me as much as I thought.
You do seem a bit underwhelmed there. Like, oh, I don't know what to say. I'm like, you just completed it. You now it's the right. What's next? That's what it should be. So it's that's done. What's next?
Do you know what's funny, isn't it? It's kind of like now if someone asks you a question and they're probably expecting a response from you, but the truth is actually a lot more different. And they're like, actually, no, it didn't excite me. It actually did nothing for me. And that was my experience of that. But do you know what's interesting about, I think, collecting is that 12 months later, you could go back and look at your cabinet or wherever have your collectibles, and you have a different response to it then. So I think sometimes it can depend on where you're at that given time. I was quite stressed out, I think, with the release of the Oasis collection, so I had no access to any more excitement.
You didn't have your appreciation ready. That's what it was.
Yeah. So how about yourself, Aaron? What's besides the Oasis collection?
Normal for me, NFL. So the team are currently playing right now. We're up 2016. I'm missing the game for you.
The game is on right now.
Yeah, that's how important you are to me. See, I'm missing the game with Chiefs to beat us. We got beat last week, lost our unbeaten record. So we're 9-1 now. But we're beating Carolina 20-16 in the third quarter. So
2016 third quarter. Okay, you can still lose.
Jesus, right? Not getting you back. End this podcast right there. Not with Magic at home. So I picked up a few bits. It's kind of one of them weird times where NFL's obviously picking back up against the price a bit higher, and NBA's kicks off against the price a bit higher. So it's nice to sit back. I've got a few cards that I'm trying to sell because of the hype, Jordan Love, Kelly Williams, etc. But not much. Not much. I bought anything personal. I did. I got a Kareem Hunt Prism rookie auto to 10 gold. So that's probably my biggest purchase lately. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I just thought I wanted to get this. It's got a golden era of the Chiefs. So I want to try and get some of the players decent cards that I'm going to remember in a few years' time. Like that was a golden era for us. Doing that sort of stuff. But not too much. Not too much. Got to be sensible now. Yeah, got to be sensible coming towards the end of the year.
And is that card graded or ungraded?
Yes, it's BGS 9.5.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. You got a good quality. Yeah. Nice.
Well, he had a bit of an issue a couple of years, about 5 years ago. So his prices are quite low because of it. But he's back on the Chiefs roster. He's doing well, and it's just one of them. It's a cheapish pickup, and it will do the job for a good memory. I'm tempted to do a Manchester City sort of treble winning squad, like autos, 15. Get those 15 players. Yeah, the 11 that started and the benches, and get like them for the treble winners, because look at them now. They lost 5 on the bounce. The golden era might be over, so I've got to try and remember it while it was good. So
exactly,
I don't think I can get the 99 lot or the Sean Goetz to Paul Dickov. So this is probably my golden era. So I need to maybe do that. I think that might be.
And do you have any of those cards in your collection already that'll get you going, or?
I've got a couple. I've got like a Laporte, Stones. I think we've been out of silver, maybe auto. That's it. Only a couple. Yeah. So I need to up my game there. We see. So,
so that might be a collection that you start putting together. Yeah.
2025. I might do that. It depends how everything goes.
We'll see. Yeah.
It depends. Depends how if I'm getting more decent Chiefs cards at a good price. I tell you, that Kareem Hunt, it was a decent price, so I was happy with that.
It's nice when you get it at a nice price as well, isn't it?
It's my first gold Prism auto to 10, so it's my first one. So I was happy. I was like, I'm really happy with this. So obviously trying to get that from Mahomes. I think let's put it so, I think the price I pay for this from the Mahomes is something like, is it nearly it must be 50,000x what I paid.
Wow.
Exactly. So yeah, to get my home version, I got no chance. So this is the closest I'm gonna
Crazy.
get. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
closest I'll get.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But well, again, I want to thank you for time. I know it's been an hour now, so I'd be thankful for your
yeah.
time. I don't want it to be
No
too conscious,
problem.
taking too much of your time. But
Hmm.
I definitely do want to get you back on again in the new year because also we'll have the release and then hopefully some upcoming releases that you can talk to people about as well, which would be kind of cool. And
Sure, yeah.
maybe a membership as well you can tell people about. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I might have some exclusive details on a membership for collectors. And yeah, I don't know if you're okay to put a link for my website in case anybody wants the card on Wednesday.
Yep, 100%.
There's a link in the description people could click on. And
Yep.
my website is iconiccards.ie if anybody wants to check out what's happening on Wednesday.
That's it. And also make sure you follow on Instagram because you'll see all the news there as well. I'll be posting about it. I've got a post going out tomorrow, actually, believe it or not. So,
Oh, very nice.
I know. Yeah, a little post about it tomorrow. Monday morning.
Check is in the post.
Hey, there we go. Loaded box in the post, as they say. But yes, I will post. I'll put a link in the description. Obviously, iconiccards.ie is the website for the release Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. GMT. I'm going to presume there.
GMT, exactly.
Yeah. Not Dublin time or anything like that. Just yeah. So that's good. So, and it should be obviously. You don't have to sign up to email this time, do you? Sign up to email to get the link.
No, like people can sign up to the email primarily. Like I have a wait list for people who can. If they want to sign up, they'll get up to date information and they'll hear about things first. So
there we go.
It's important for people to sign up if they want to get information quickly about any drops that we're doing, and also some exclusives that we offer to people on the wait list. So and also helps us to get an idea of how many people are interested in the product.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So I will put a link in the description. I said make sure you sign up. That will give you the exclusive news to get these cards because, as you can tell from the first release, you do not want to miss out because this is a very much sought after collection. So, thank you, Laurence, yet again for coming on. All the success of Wednesday. You'll see my name pop up on a purchase for sure.
Super.
Yeah. So thank you. Take care, everyone else. Catch you guys soon.
Take care.